Listen, Alberto said I should be gentle with everyone here and have a soft introduction to what my business partner and I do, Robbie's over there, and myself do. We work in the field of positive psychology when it comes to leadership development and when it comes to improving performances of teams and organizations, okay? It's not going to be so much of a lecture piece. I'm going to try and look at a real-life scenario that we've been involved in and how it will translate to managing teams, projects, DevOps. All right, so Naidu Plus, what we do is we work on positive psychology for individuals and teams. Now, positive psychology is not a positive mindset and positive thinking and positive this, positive that. It's a rigorous way of finding, heavy research and data as well, finding better ways for you to conduct yourself, or for your team to conduct yourself, or for you to lead and manage projects or teams as well. So one of our mantras is find the upside to your downside. See, we have been hardwired to look at what will go wrong. Okay, that's in our DNA. Our ancestors, thousands and thousands of years ago in the cave, going, if I take a step out of the cave, chances are I'm going to die. Well, things are different. We're in Dublin, it's not that bad, right? So, things are pretty good. So, but we are hardwired maybe by society, maybe Dublin's a bit tricky. Come on, Casiano.
Depends.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm here to learn. So, we are hardwired, and sometimes it's society, sometimes it's family, sometimes it's conditioning that says, what do I do wrong? And a lot of organizations will focus on how to develop the needs of a person, the needs of a team. But my question to you, and if you guys are managing teams or managing yourself, is what are you guys doing right? What are your strengths? Have they been assessed? Is there a rigorous method to find out what your team's doing right? How your customers feel about you? How your suppliers and vendors and partners feel about you? In a positive, in your best sense. Are those questions being asked? It's interesting, right? What are you guys doing right? What are your strengths? One of the great ways of finding that out is what's known as the self-determination theory, right? So Desi and Ryan, these lads, are major players in the positive psychology field, okay, in that spectrum. And what Desi and Ryan did, what the lads did was they spent many, many years, and the research is still being updated by other people as well. They spent many, many years focusing throughout many cultures, cross-generational, many different age groups, in different stages in life and career as well. And they found out there was three intrinsics, three inner compulsions and desires that we have. Okay? One is to feel a sense of competence or mastery in our trade, in our craft, in what we do for a living perhaps. Maybe if you're in academia, if you're still a student. Okay? Even a child needs to learn how to walk. She needs how to learn how to read and gets rewarded by herself or her surrounding, thankfully, if her competence grows. This relatedness, most of us feel even we need to be part of something larger than us, maybe a larger narrative, maybe part of a team, maybe part of a community, maybe part of a family. That's a very, very important driver as well. And then a sense of autonomy. Do we have some control of our life, some control of our life at work, some control of this particular quarter, this particular phase in perhaps product development, or product launch, whatever may be the case. And the thing is, if you're managing a team, everyone regards it differently. So how do you measure that? How do you scale that? If you want to go from what we're doing, what our strengths are, and how can we go to the next level as well? So individually, see, sometimes when people turn around and say, yeah, everyone's on path, we've got a goal to achieve, we're going to do it. But no one turns around and asks, well, what does each individual want to do it for? It may not just be for professional pride or for the nature of, if they're really born to the culture of the company, it could be other reasons as well. So that's fascinating. Right? And as an individual, perhaps consider it, picture it now, visualize it now. Are these important compulsions that you have? Instinctively, to be better at your craft, at your trade, at your work. To be part of something larger, not just yourself, the larger community. And to have more control and purpose in your life, right? So SDT, self-determination theory. How do I use SDT and hope theory and value stack and a whole bunch of other models and frameworks as an entrepreneur? Okay. As an entrepreneur, we focus at Naidu Plus. We focus, in a sense, well, we train for nine months now, yeah, Robbie. So we use a lot of startup models and sort of startup methods as well as we're growing, but we also release a lot of products, not just live coaching. So when we do product development, and again, as much as I have to learn, I mean, there is some similarity in the way we approach positive psychology coaching as well as in Agile. There's an iteration process, a way of looping. The journey continues. An individual is like, if we're developing an individual team, we just don't turn around and say, this is the time frame on the upfront. It's about how to measure timelines as we go along as well. So there are some similarity between Agile and the way we do things as well. But, what I realize when I'm forming a team, for instance, okay, and as a startup, I've been given to a certain degree, a bit of leeway in regards to that. Now, Robbie, I hope you don't mind if I use you as an example. Robbie's background initially was in media, okay, creating content. Then, liking what it is, he went down a different path in career. We ended up working for a multinational together, then we stepped away to start our own business. But I asked Robbie a series of questions. I'll be frank with you, over pints and over nights out and at work, over Mexican food and all the rest. And I found that his key strengths weren't really given a chance to explore. He had other talents that he felt a huge compulsion in a sense of competence and in a sense of, in regard to that, for instance, part of the SDC, the self-determination code. Those traits within Robbie wasn't allowed to flourish. I'm developing some salespeople at the moment. Now, some of them come from a sales background, some of them come from engineering, from data entry. But we've done some testing in regard to them and realized that their natural traits, the compatible traits that they have, will suit what most people don't regard as being a salesperson. But they have this inner drive to achieve that. So my question to you is, when you're clustering a team, and sometimes you don't get given this opportunity, are you clustering a team by job titles, by job responsibilities, or maybe are you allowed, and it could be a big ask, are you allowed on occasion to cluster a team? You may want to get from other parts of the software cycle or whatever the scenario, cluster teams on strengths that a person possesses, right? Or if you're in between other functions within the organization as well, and putting together a multifunctional team, can you find some other people and look at what strengths that they have that can be developed at a better level as well? Something to consider. Am I doing Casiano? Not too bad. So from my experience when I was launching this business as well, I went back to this. And what did I learn initially? I learned initially that whenever I'm launching a new product or launching a new service or starting a new business, I got a coach to coach me. So I was terrified at the start. All right. I was hesitant to take action. But I realized that my operating system, the way I function at the start, before I launch something, before I get into something, whether it be a marketing campaign or new product or what Robbie and I are creating at the moment, is I feel a whole bunch of fear and I lose motivation. But I realize that only lasts for 2 or 3 weeks. So now I realize that's a recurring theme, and I try and find an upside to my downside, which is the fact that this is the way I function. It's okay to have fear at the start of when I launch a campaign or a new product. So those questions aren't allowed to be asked sometimes, but when you put it through a framework of this nature, you go, that's fine, that's okay. But I want to measure to a greater degree. So I turn around and say, okay, so my competence level is this level at the moment. This is how I'm related with my team in the marketplace, and my suppliers and my partners. And autonomy is like, how do I have more control over my life as an entrepreneur, as a leader, as a manager, as a coach, and also how can my team have a greater degree of control as well. So these kind of questions apply not just to you as an individual, but again, if you have a chance, consider asking your team as well. And then are there any kind of recurring trends or themes that arise during a period of launching a product or creating a new solution for whether internally or externally? Do your team members function a certain way at the upfront? Is time management a concern for some of your people? And is it more a case of is it energy management? So when you're using something like the SDT, self-determination theory, as a framework of questioning, are we getting more competent? Are we getting a chance to express ourselves the way we want to on a daily basis? Are we relating ourselves in the right way as a team? It gives you a little bit more of a discerning kind of framework to ask questions. So I realized, for instance, in challenging times, I became quiet for the first few weeks. But also I can determine the solution. Right? But now I tell it to my team, it's okay, all is good. I'm just trying to determine the solution the best way for us together, and we can brainstorm it. Fundamentally, the gist of it is the fact that if you can focus on your strengths, plug it into some of the positive psychology frameworks if you're curious about it. It'd be an interesting way to lead yourself and probably manage your teams and manage products as well, product development as well. Okay, among other things that you guys do. And upon doing that, if you guys want to touch base with me later on, through direct message, have a chat over pizza and all the rest, there are ways you can start programming mantras for yourself to kind of guide yourself more effectively and productively during the day as well. And you can even start doing it for your teams if teams want to write some of these goals as well down. So again, if self-determination code kind of resonated or you're curious about it, hope theory plugs in really well with it. Right? Hope theory is about multiple pathways to achieve a goal. And then you can check out values-based goal selection and stacking as well. Many a time people want to achieve the same goal, but you've got to talk about your team about why they want to do it, individually if possible. And then stack it and create a whole bunch of different importance around it as well. Is there any questions? Any questions?
I have one.
Yes, sir.
You know the Bruce Tuckers, the forming, norming, and storming. The self-determination, everybody is with different motivations at
Yes.
that time. So how do you measure self-determination? Like forming and storming. Like storming is the most, the conflict side.
When you form your team, you mean
yes.
in relation to that? Okay.
Yes. So how do you deal with that when you are just thinking that of yourself as a mind? Your mindset is, oh, I'm the most important person.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean,
If that's your mindset, that's your mindset.
Yes, that's what it is.
That's-
But that's what in every team.
Yeah, no, but that's the thing is, see, I would turn around and say, how can we use that as an asset? If it's not me, if it's one of my team members, how can I use that as an asset? If she or he regards themselves as being a priority, how could I plug that in or amplify that as a strength? Or maybe may have to dive it down and kind of rechannel it. See, another thing is also if you're inheriting a team and building a team, is two different things as well. When you're building a team, you can be more specific. How you form a team. Like you're always not always going to get the kind of people you want, the resources you want. But that also is a different question in regards to inheriting a team. So my question to you is, if a person, my answer to you, or a possible answer to you is, if this person feels that they are the priority, measure it. In what sense do they think they are a priority? What are they trying to determine and acknowledge it, in that sense? And that's a problem. I mean, that is a problematic concern that we all have to deal with as well. So, I mean, how can we measure in what way do they want to be acknowledged? Recognition or reward in regards for them to be regarded as someone of prime importance in the team. Guys, thank you so much for your time. Let's keep in touch. Thank you for your